All right, Gucci Maniacs, welcome back. This is the first video I've shot on my new laptop. I was going to do this video yesterday, but because of I had a really bad migraine. Actually, it's just now going away. I went to work today. I missed work yesterday because of the migraine. So here's the truth about why Walmart is raising its prices. And it's not because of Trump's tariffs. As I said in my Facebook posting, I spent 9.5 years at Walmart. I spent 3 months doing maintenance, and then I spent the rest of the 9.5 years working in the toy department, where I worked my way up to the backup to the department manager. I should have been the department manager. But besides that, I'm going to tell you the truth about Walmart and why they're raising their prices. Let's start off with Walmart. Every Walmart store has anywhere from 250 to 500 associates. Every year they do evaluations where they give you a raise, and they also have what they call merit raises. And then they have a hardship raise. And I've received all three of those raises. I'm going to discuss each raise individually. The regular raise is when you get an evaluation from your department manager. They give it to the manager that's over that area. Like if your toys, for instance, was part of the GM department on the GM side of the store. So my department head would do my evaluation. And depending on what my evaluation was, depends on how big my raise was. Now, a merit raise is if the manager thinks that you're not getting, thinks that you're worth more than you're getting paid, they can give you a merit raise based on how well they think you're doing your job. Now, with what they call a hardship raise, what happened was when I got the hardship raise, it was because my dad and I both worked at Walmart. My dad was a people greeter. And when he passed away, the store manager, Tim, and I discussed the fact that now, since Dad's no longer with us, that I needed I was the only money coming into my household, and I needed a little bit extra money. So Tim gave me what they call a hardship raise, which was an extra $1 an hour, which really helped me and my mom for those last few years. But every time they give people raises, they go up on their prices. So you figure 250 to 500 associates per store, most definitely. Now, the store I worked at was in my hometown of Madison Heights, Virginia, which is part of Amherst County, Virginia. And I'm going to discuss the politics that Walmart does now. This is why you can't believe what Walmart is saying when they say that it's because of Trump's tariffs. Walmart gives to both political parties. It's one of several companies that do that. They give the same amount to the Democrats as they do to the Republicans. because they want to come out on the winning side of never who uh, wins the election. So they do that. Now you go, well, you don't have any proof that they do that. Oh, I don't have any proof. I'm going to give you some proof in a little bit based on the local level. I know they're doing it national level because it's one of those not so secretive secrets about Walmart. But if they don't do that, if you're saying they don't do that, then explain this to me. You have states like California and New York and a couple other ones where, in order for a company to do business, a company like Walmart, as big as Walmart, to do business in those states, those companies have to be unionized because those states are unionized states where you must be a union in order to do business if you're as big as Walmart in those states. Why do you think Walmart's exempt from that rule in those states? It's because Walmart gives an equal amount of money to Democrats and Republicans. And because they're lining the Democrats' pockets, instead of forcing their beliefs that Walmart should be unionized or that every company that does business in that state to be unionized, then they should, force them to. Why do you think they're not forcing Walmart? Because Walmart is paying the Democrats money to get around the rules, around the law in those particular states. Now, on a state level, they do the same thing. They'll hand money to both Democrats and Republicans running for statewide office. They do it for national-wide office as well. They give the exact same amount. Like I said, they're not the only company that does this. Now, here's my firsthand experience on the fact that they do this. Not just nationally and not just statewide, but locally. Madison Heights Walmart is the only Walmart in Amherst County, and it also services another county called Nelson County, which is just north of Amherst. And since that's the only store for those two counties, whenever the Board of Supervisors for Amherst County and Nelson County come up, the store manager receives checks from the home office in Bentonville, Arkansas, to give to the Democrats running for office and the Republicans running for office. Now, you go, well, Daryl, how do you know? Should I say, Gooch, how do you know that they're doing that? If you watch my Food of Dove Mountain Brewery videos every Thursday, just like Thursdays is my days off where I work now, and I go to Dove Mountain Brewery to eat every Thursday. Well, when I lived back home in Madison Heights, Virginia, it was a Chinese restaurant called uh, Panda House Buffet. I used to go to the Panda House every Wednesday because that was my day off, or one of my days off. It just so happened several times when Amherst County Board of Supervisors and the Nelson County Board of Supervisors were up for election. There's an example. The first time I witnessed this hands-on, firsthand, I was there at the Panda House getting ready to go to the buffet because it was a Chinese buffet restaurant. And my store manager, Tim, walked in, and he was with a Republican candidate for one of the seats on the Amherst County Board of Supervisors. So Tim saw me and had me join him and the Republican candidate for lunch because Tim would get a tax write-off or either he got reimbursed from Walmart as a business lunch. So I went and sat with him, and Tim talked about how Walmart is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, employer in Amherst County, and how many people that lived uh, and went to school at Amherst County High School, and how many of the people that worked there at Walmart lived in Amherst County, and how if Walmart was to leave, Amherst County wouldn't have anything going for it. Not those exact words, but he kind of hinted around to it about how good Walmart does for the county and how many people it employs for the county and how the county needs Walmart, that type of stuff. And then after eating, he pointed me out. He goes, "Well, Daryl here," because that's what he called me. He called me by my first name. I'd prefer to go by Gooch. Anyway, he pointed me out and he goes, "He's one of my best employees. He works in my toy department. He graduated from Amherst County High School. He lives right up the road from here. He walks 5 miles to come to work sometimes. And people like him is the reason why you should be good to Walmart if you get elected to the Board of Supervisors." I didn't think anything about it. Then a week later, I went back to the Panda House to eat my lunch again. In comes Tim with the Democrat who's running against the Republican from the week before. Had me sit with them, gave him the exact same rigmarole that he gave the Republican candidate. And at the end of both of those meals, he handed them an envelope with a check in it from the Walmart home office for their campaigns. He did that also for Nelson County because I sat in on a couple of those luncheons because he liked to take people to the Panda House because one, it was affordable, and two, it wasn't all that busy on Wednesdays. So he always did these meetings on Wednesdays, or either he just did it because he knew he had an employee that ate there every Wednesday. I don't know. But Walmart gave him the money to do this in order to help Walmart. The only reason why Walmart is blaming Trump's tariffs for them raising their prices is for one reason. Because anyone who gave to both Democrat and Republican parties on a national level, Trump turned down that money. That's why in 2016, Hillary bragged about Walmart giving her money for her campaign, but not giving Trump any. The media made a big deal out of it. Some of y'all might not remember that. But what they didn't tell you was that Walmart offered the same amount of money to Trump as they offered to Hillary. He turned it down because he didn't want to take money from companies that were putting money into both campaign coffers. Because he thought they were in conflict of interest by doing that. He also turned them down in 2020. And he also turned them down in 2024. So it's not because of Trump's tariffs that Walmart is raising their prices. It's because, one, they have to pay their associates because they give all their associates a raise every year. And two, they're in the business of making money and making a profit. And the more profit Walmart makes, the happier the big shots that run Walmart are. So that's the truth there. That's why Walmart is actually raising its prices. That's why Walmart is lying to you about raising it because of Trump's tariffs. Until next time, my friends, you have a good night. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.